What is up, everybody? Happy New Year's! First stream of 2026. What better way to start off than with Geeky being here on the very first stream, 2026,
And I was on the last one of 2025. Woohoo!
right?
Which is probably why I killed the 25 one and started the new year all over again.
That's kind of how I was. I watched the last episode of Monk, and then I watched the very first episode right afterwards. Didn't need to know anything. Solved it. Yeah. All right, I only have 3 books, so means you're gonna listen to me for maybe half an hour, and then the rest will be geeky, unless you tune out. But we are live on Twitch as well as on YouTube. And YouTube, there's 2 different streams right now. There's a vertical layout, which is the mobile horizontal one, which is the one that YouTube shares out, and then there's the other one that kind of like you may get a notification for. I'm not sure. But I'm curious if you guys are getting notifications at all, or even because I imagine YouTube probably won't push on a notification. If it does, it's probably gonna be the vertical stream because they're really trying to go against TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. But all right, we'll get this done and over with. And over here. All right. All right. No particular order. Just books that I picked up this week because there was no DC comic books this week. So here we go. Let me put the chat on there. At least anybody who does pop in, you will show up on the screen in the bottom right corner. And I'll do this. All right. Hello to Geeky in the chat. Imagine that. All right. So first book I'll talk about is Feral, Part 19, which is the homage cover, or homage, as we always say on the channel, to Five Nights at Freddy's. And has the full cast on there. So this is through Dynamite. Or I believe it's Image. Tony Fleeks is the writer, Trish Forstner is as the artist, with Tone Rodriguez helping out, and colorist is Brad Simpson. This is a $4 book. This is issue 19. If you've not followed the story, basically it's a bunch of couples of house pets that get pretty much separated from their owners during a rabies outbreak, and they're trying to survive. And so far, they've come across a stray cat named Lucky that's helped them out, and they just stumbled across Pet City, which is basically like a pet store, and they had to battle basically the actual people that live there to take control. So far, this is starting to sound like The Walking Dead when they went to Alexandria, except that Rick is a girl in here, a female cat. And as they list all the animals here in the front, you can see them. All right. So you know who the cat is. Elsie, Lord, the Gigi, all of them. So kind of like they give you a recap, because the problem is when you have a huge cast, sometimes you forget, and especially if you have to wait about a couple weeks or so in between issues. So they are now the new basically Lucky is now the new boss, and he's basically they're running along on dry food. So basically they're just doing what the original fat kid did, mother did. Basically they're chopping up kitten babies and feeding them to people. So basically breed, then eat your young. Gross. And of course Gigi, who her kids do not want anything to do with that. They're like, it's so freaking gross. Why would I look at like a dead kittens, and like, we're not eating that. Of course, also other cats also don't want to eat it either, and of course Elsie is pretty much the same way. She's like, there's got to be a better way. This is like, there's nothing different than when we're doing when we had Mother here. It's still gross, and so of course Lucky caves, goes in there because he doesn't want to. He goes in the back room, asks the guy, hey, what's up? Is there any food left? you know, and he runs into the dude's been butchered. He's all torn up to pieces. Something shredded him, and his last words are "run." So kind of disgusting, cartoonish, but it's literally like I always say this is if Disney's if decided to do a zombie movie with cartoon animated, this is them, not the Marvel crappy zombie stuff, like an actual good story. And of course, he goes back. He realizes that everyone is pretty much left now. He's abandoned. Lucky's kind of questioning everything, and Elsie's pretty much deciding if she wants to basically leave or not, or stay here because she can't. She doesn't fit in. Everybody hates her, and she literally just says she doesn't want to stay here anymore. And of course, we find out what actually did it. What tore up the other animal was. Turns out it was an infected. Somehow got in. And we do know that the dog is the Lucky's but basically best friend, who's a dog, is lurking around because we see in the next page he pounces and he just wants to play. Somehow he's immune to basically biting and tearing apart the infected. We don't know. Maybe he got his rabies shots. Maybe that's why he's immune. But Elsie basically spends this time talking to Lord and basically her other friend from the beginning. It was her, Lord, and Patches, who basically were in the pound, on the way to the pound, and their ambulance got knocked off the road, swerved off the road because they avoided hitting an animal, so the humans crashed. And so she's trying to convince Lord to basically go with her, and she's like, Elsie, we just can't keep doing this. There's no guarantee that where we're going to go next is going to be any better. And oh my gosh, it is just, yeah, very much Morani. It is The Walking Dead, but cat style. Like that was, I guess, that was originally their goal. And so at the end, after talking, after a couple pages, her talking to Lord, Lord says, "I just can't go with you. You pretty much you've always been about yourself, and I can't trust you." And then, of course, Moosh was the name of the dog. Jumps on them, and he's like, "Lucky." He's like, "I had rumors this you're gonna leave here. It's like I can't let you live because you're carrying my kittens." Because her and Elsie and Lucky had slept before together a couple issues ago. They didn't really show it. It was kind of off panel. I'm kind of glad because I don't need to see Animal Planet like Lion King, whatever. And she feels like, "You idiot, I'm fixed. I can't get pregnant." And he's like, "Oh, well, still, I can't let you leave." So he's like, so Lucky basically proves what he is. He's a selfish prick, and he's like, "Okay, Moosh, kill her." And then she's like, "No, Moosh, you sit." And of course, Moosh listens to her, and so instead of trying to kill her, they said we're just going to excommunicate you. And she's like, "Okay, Lord, come with me." He's like, and Lord decides, "I'm not going with you." So Lord ends up going over to the door, as you see it here, and he opens the door. They turn the music on, or at least power on, just enough where they can open the door. And it says, "Attention shoppers," and it's ends with her just walking into the rain, leaving. So, yeah. So don't know what's gonna go with this. How it's gonna end with her now being on her own. I don't know if Lord's going to basically eventually catch up, or because Lord's in danger because there's a what do you want to call it? One of those animals in there loose. And I apologize right now for the fuzziness and the cameras. The cameras suck. My old camera died, so this one doesn't have an autofocus. It has a autofocus, which is even worse. So, overall, Feral is a really good story, and I do recommend that if you have not picked it up, do pick it up. And like I said, these don't cost that much. The back issues are probably down to $1 now. They're not like, oh my gosh, these are must-haves. You got to get them like $4 or $5, or $10 issues. Probably maybe for some of the variants, mainly because a lot of people like variants covers. I only get the variant covers because they're homages to movies. All right. Another other book I got here too is book 2 is Flash Gordon. And this is Flash Gordon number 15, I think it is. 14. Oh, my camera really got to work on focus. And yeah, so in Flash Gordon number 14, soon here. All right. We run into basically left off with Flash was basically going to the good Flash. Wow, this is really just is in control of the evil Flash's army, and he's going to go into the wormhole to come back and try to save Dale and the rest of everybody, Zardon, and of course Ming's the evil Ming's not happening, and pretty much there's an explosion. The prisoners are able to free themselves, and Ming's like, it's like, what's going on? And evil Flash says, well, screw this. He's going to go after the good Flash Gordon. Really, the camera's really messing me up here. And basically with this is that evil Flash Gordon knows exactly where he's going and he's going to chase him down in his ship. Of course, this ship here, though, what you're seeing right here is basically, well, Thor, or guess what? I can't remember what his name is, but I always call him, he's pretty much like the Viking, or not the Viking, but the Hawkman of the Flash Gordon series. I apologize. I never watched the movie, never cared to, but the book has been fun because Jeremy Adams has just been running it, just very campy, very heroic. And I think it's Voltan. Yeah. Voltan and the Sun had basically built this like this hawk ship, and they're coming to Flash's rescue. Meanwhile, the good Flash, having been on the alternate Earth, finds out that the Earth that he's on, his main Earth universe, has a secret portal there, room, and he's going to go down there and try to basically access it and take control of it before the evil Flash can recognizes. So they're in there. They get Voltan and the Sun. They're in their little ship here, and the bad guys just fired missiles at them. So they decided to transform their ship. The wings fold out, and they take out the other ships. They're having fun, brand new toy. And evil Flash decides to basically, he's like, we need to get down there. Who cares about them? He's like, well, I can't do it. And he snaps the guy's neck, proving how evil he is. Yeah. Anyone else had Queen running through their heads every time he reviews? Yeah. Probably the best part of the movie is Queen soundtrack. Just like Highlander. But Highlander's a little better, though, in my opinion. And so he told a good Flash, who was posing as evil Flash, he said, don't let anybody come in here, defend this. So he's going to shoot down the ship, not knowing that his actual boss, the evil Flash Gordon, is inside there, and he pretty much rams the ship into the ground. But only after the tank misses and fires and hits Voltan's ship, so they have to abandon it. And it's basically ends up with Flash Gordon basically running down the corridor and trying to basically get there first while being pursued by Ming and the evil Flash. Meanwhile, his friends pretty much are making their escape. Yeah, and yeah. They're just, you see here, I guess the next couple pages here. The layout's pretty good. It's not Will Conrad anymore doing the interior art, which is kind of a disappointment because that's what we started off with. But it's going to end up here with basically he is trying to hide while the evil Flash is basically like kill him on sight. And you see it right there for the next preview. You're going to have Flash versus Flash, reality versus reality, available in February. And the artist is Eater Messias, with Leela Ruffridge helping out, and Taylor Esposito also working on the book too. Cover, it says, ironically, this is Will Conrad doing the cover, so he is still part of the Flash Gordon universe doing the covers. Sorry for those who are, I'm doing vertical layout too. This was $4.99. Now you're probably wondering, like, why am I paying $5 for an independent book? Because honestly, I think certain individual indie books are worth more money and worth the value, hold the values for storytelling than a lot of the main two. Now, you may disagree. That's your opinion. But I'm just kind of done with Marvel and DC. If I really want to read a lot of books, there's a lot of back issues. There's like 50 plus years or more as far as back issues. If I want to read them, but right now I'm enjoying Flash Gordon through with Jeremy Adams and enjoys his writing. It just fits with this. So if you're someone who's new to the Flash Gordon universe, never read or watched the movie, you can check out this series, and it's pretty much just straight cut forward, basic storytelling, A to B, with some beautiful art and this kind of sci-fi space adventure. And there's a few jokes in there. What's up? All right. So, but my favorite book of the week, though, is actually Punisher Red Band, number 4. Comes with these little bags here, which are okay, I guess. It grabs your attention at the store, but for me, there's no trading card at the end. If you're gonna bring like a gimmick, put a trading card in there or something, or a mask or something, Otherwise, the whole plastic bag is kind of useless to me, and it doesn't really increase the value because it's not a blind bag. It's just something annoying that I have to carefully cut it open just to pull the book out and hope I don't dig any corners. But I'll admit, I'm not a person who's like gonna buy a book and turn around. You know what? I'm gonna flip this. I can make a lot of money off of this. Now that being said, though, I look at books like Action Comics #1 and Superman 1. Sure, yeah, those are worth a lot of money, but look how old those are, and how popular the character is. I don't see a lot of these first appearances of Frank Castle, going for what was it, $9 million or something like that? 9 billion. What was it, Breen? Sorry, he's not here. He's not paying attention. He's watching sports. The guy asked for knowledge. Doesn't listen to the stream. When he's on the panel too. Geeky, do you know?
I think it's around. I've heard a couple million. Well,
yeah,
under
the latest one. I think
it fell asleep.
What was it? You fell asleep?
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep last night. I'm kind of fading in and out. What was the question?
Oh, it was what the late was it Action Comics or was Superman one that went for like 9 million?
I think it was a Superman because it was like a 9 point something.
Yeah. I was pointing out as I don't really care about dings and stuff because these are just reader books to me. They're not collectibles. They're not. No, some people like them, but
yeah, there's no Action Comics #1 Red Band coming down the pike. So.
No, and with this thing, compare how old that book is compared to these newer books, and how popular the character's been all those years.
It's not just the old; it's the rarity of it.
That too, yes, because there's ain't many left. They're in decent condition. But anyway, though, my point was putting them in the those film or bags, red band bags, are pointless because you're not putting a card in there, and it's a pain in the butt to try to get it out of there. So, but obviously, let's talk about the book here. So it kind of feels like Benjamin Percy, along with Julius, as we see, Julius Odo is the artist, and then Yen Nitro. I'm butchering the names. I don't care anymore. Marco Checchetto is still doing the cover A along with Matthew Wilson helping him coloring, and then of course we had the variant covers, which I did not get, but you can look online, you can find those, or go to your comic store, get them. And the only downside to this is that Marco Checchetto is doing the interior. I would rather have him on downside he's doing the exterior. I want him on the interior. I guess I'm spoiled Ultimate Spider-Man with him doing art, and then when he was on Daredevil, it was just fantastic. So all right, so we left off last issue 3. This is the final. I believe this is the final issue, or at least there's another issue after this, and then it's the miniseries, and then they go into February is going to be in the ongoing, brand new series. But Frank Castle basically goes up to these EMTs and basically says like, "Hey, I got something in my head. I need to take it out," and he puts a bomb in the ambulance. Says, "You have 5 minutes or 15 minutes, to get this out of me. Otherwise, we're gonna die," and they're all freaking out. And beginning is just a recap of everybody learning that the Punisher is alive. Pretty much, Spider-Man is now aware now. We also have going in here, supposed to be Jessica Jessica Jones, who pretty much is at a bar and learns that Frank Castle's alive. All we know is that this Frank Castle came from Weird World. Now, I didn't read the previous series. I don't know what that's all about, or is this a wholly different kind of Punisher from the multiverse? Because everything is freaking multiverse now. So this could be, for all I know, this could be Punisher Max, Garth Ennis Punisher, from now being brought into this universe, because everything is all about nothing matters. There's no continuity, but I'd say I did like Punisher Max series, Garth Ennis. I still think that's my favorite Punisher run. But anyway, yeah. So we can start up with Frank Castle. Yeah, he's got a 15-minute timer on the bomb. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you do. It's like, but no one's leaving. He's like, you're gonna get this out of my neck, or my, and you're, or we're all gonna die. So they go out there. And he's like, hey, don't even think about using any anesthetic, So as he's doing this, he's suddenly having flashback memories of who he is. His amnesia is going away. I love this panel here, the little page here. So it shows everything is the family murder, all the past villains he fought against, the skulls. I love the skulls. Those are cool. Maybe we got Barracuda over there on the bottom right, and Bullseye, and yeah, just everybody he's basically gone against. And pretty much, next page is pretty much this. It's like they're gonna give him some oxygen, trying to wake him up, some smelling salt, because he's passed out, and they're afraid because there's only a couple of minutes left before the bomb goes off. It's like, oh shit. And of course, this is when Frank wakes up. Frank is now pretty much. That's the one thing I don't like about this artist. Artist draws him like super freaking huge, like he's Bane, but he's not. So they pull the little device out of him, and he wants to see it. And but first they're like, disable the bomb. So as he's staring at the bomb, he's like, Frank don't give a shit. He's just gonna look at the bomb, and at the very last second, he stops the device. So there's 22 seconds left, and clicks it off, pulls the trigger, and of course they're all like, oh man, I guess that wasn't really a bomb, or was it really a bomb? And he's like, and then as he walks away, the ambulance explodes with them outside it, and basically Frank just not caring. I mean, Frank does care about the innocents, but then again, this is Frank with amnesia still, or at least getting some of his memories back, so he's not really himself. So I can excuse that. And plus, Frank Castle has been written out of character for 20 plus years or more. At least for the past 10 years, it feels that way. But all right, so then we cast Tombstone, who is remember is the big bad villain. It's not Kingpin. Tombstone is basically saying, hey, what's up? He's like, boss, we didn't do anything wrong. He's like, oh, you didn't do anything wrong? What about this shipment that you guys messed up with? The human trafficking and all the cocaine, drugs boat that basically Frank Castle blew up. So he's like, you guys, don't worry. Just he's like, stick your hands in there inside the thing, and he's like, the next time you guys fuck up, you're gonna be inside one of these things. Instead of the cocaine, I'm gonna basically chop you up. And of course, we see Micro, who's basically he's been tortured and rigged up by Kingpin, the mental device. So he reaches out to Frank Castle, and Frank also wakes up, and he's like, "What the heck am I hearing here? His fax machine's going off." There's beep 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 beep, word click 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 click, and Frank goes over there. And he's certainly holding this folder that's printing out. It says, welcome back, Frank. Because Micro is still, even though the device is out of Frank's head, he's still able to communicate with Frank. How he knew where he was, I guess he's following him through street cams or something like that. But I love that little nod back to the Punisher Max. Welcome back, Frank. So a little Easter egg from there. Or it could be a sign for what's coming next. Meanwhile, you got these two guys who are kind of like... basically arguing over just useless stuff. They're bad guys. And one guy pulls a gun on the other one, and Frank pretty much just runs him over. Frank just literally shoots the one guy in the head with the shotgun, and then basically runs over the other guy too. And kind of gnarly. And I love this because he wants to make an example, because now his memories are kind of back. He's going to go after Tombstone, drags the one guy still alive, throws the one dead dude in the trash, in the back of a trash compactor, garbage truck, and he has him call your boss. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna send you an address. I want you to meet me there. What? And of course, Frank, what he does what he does best. He's like, oh, and I don't have anything else to say to you, but I want you to listen. What? No, no. And the guy, he just crushes him in the back of the garbage truck. He's like, you hear that? You're next. And that's literally how the story ends with the next page with using facial recognition. The cops now know where he is. And of course, we all know that the butch cop down there is working for Tombstone. So that is it for this issue. I'm looking forward to the next issue. I literally wanted to get more Punisher. It's great to see he's not wearing that stupid what was it? He had the other crossbones skull, the one from, I think it was from it was from Halo. That's what it was. Yeah. It's just Frank wearing the Punisher skull again, and not worrying about his dead wife coming back to life. Fuck you, Jason Aaron, with that crap. That was stupid. And he's not leading the hand. This is just Frank being Frank, and I'm just loving it. And of course, I love the fact that this book isn't meant for kids, and honestly, I love the gore because it fits. That's literally what if you kill someone, there's blood. When you crush someone, you're gonna see stuff flying out of it, it's basically what Punisher is. It's basically, if you watch Punisher Warzone, the movie, I think it was Steven something. What his name was? The actor's dead now, but yeah, Ray Stevens as it was. Very, very good book. Number one book of the week, and I hope you guys are basically having a great New Year's. And go to your LCS; they probably still have a copy. If not, you can wait about a month or two, and they might have a trade out. But by then, you'll have to play catch up if you're going to try and get going with the new series coming out in February. I think it's the first week of February. But that is it for my books this week. Geek Izzy, you're up next. You there, buddy?
Yep. Just
all right.
Just getting everything ready.
All right. So we're gonna throw in Geek Izzy in the solo layout.
Say
hello to Geek Izzy, everybody. You're live on Vertical, YouTube, and normal YouTube.
Okay, well, anyway. Okay, I have two, and it looks like what I thought was three, but it was probably two new ones and one that might have been an old. I had the Ultimate Endgame number 1.
Open that bad boy up. Show those interiors.
Okay, here I thought you were gonna show it. So
No, I don't. I read it online. I ain't paying for that crap. It's Denise Camp.
Okay, first off, this is what pisses me off. The Ultimates thing. I stopped reading the Ultimates because it was boring. The only good thing they had going with the Ultimate Universe was Spider-Man. Of course, they're going to end that stuff.
Yes.
Why keep a good thing going?
Because according to Hickman and the other one says it's better to end something when it's selling.
Right? Yeah. Why make money? I mean, seriously. What? Obviously, that's been Marvel's and DC.
Marvel's not there for money. They've proven this many times by who they hire.
Yeah, that's been their policy for the last 15 years. Of why make anything good and make money.
Let's reboot Moon Knight and Scarlet Witch, books that aren't really doing well.
They're doing Moon Knight again.
Yeah. Steve Orlando has a clause in his contract saying he can never leave the book, so they keep restarting the book, hoping that people will actually read it. But they always drop off after the second issue. But continue. We're going into Ultimate Endgame, where all your favorites come together, and well, let's just say it's not a good thing.
No. Okay, so you have Earth 6160, which is the Eternal City of Olympia, 1963. 3 months after the Maker's arrival.
And they're counting down as each page goes down. But they also first they show you in the beginning how he took out the Inhumans, or was it Eternals? I can't remember which one it was.
Eternals. So much for
Eternals, which I was celebrating because I hate the Eternals. I don't think they're good.
Is he supposed to look like that?
Remember he's got the symbiote on him too. He's merged.
Okay. I have. Shows you how much I know about that type of
stuff.
So
here's the thing: if you never read the Donny Cates Venom series, you will not know that the maker bonded himself with a Venom symbiote that he created and mutated. So not only that, he can also be with his Reed Richards' powers, he's able to stretch himself. You know, that's why he looks grotesque.
Okay, way to go, guys.
Hey, Donny Cates is actually the best rubber riddle they had in like how many years? They ain't that many. But this is what happens when you take other people's toys.
Okay, December 2025. Now, 30 minutes to the Return of the Makers, the Staten Island Savage Land. Didn't realize that Savage Land was underneath Staten Island. I thought it was under the earth.
No, there was. It's always been. That's where the Mole Man lives. He lives in Savage Land, which is underground, subterranean.
Oh, I thought those were two separate places.
No.
Anyway, so we have Peter and MJ and Ben, Richard, the son, and they're all going to do the stuff there. Tony Stark and Iron Lad, they're all like making plans on what to do. They take the suit away from the boy because they don't want him to go out and get in danger.
Well, they don't. It's basically Iron Lad decides. He says, "Hey, that wasn't yours to give away. That was for you. My father made that suit. It was it's designed for you. Blah 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 blah." Yeah. I was like, "Iron bitch, shut up."
And also the suit decided as well because
Peter's conscience.
He didn't want.
Yeah.
But so they're all, Mary Jane's like, oh, I wanted more time, but I'm glad we had the time together and all that stuff. And they go off to.
And he says, "You'll be back." Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back.
And then Iron Knight is just basically giving a status update as to what is going on throughout the rest of the world because everyone's uprising, and he's in about like 12 different places.
Feel free to show the book longer so people can actually see it if you want.
he's talking. There's I guess America Chavez. She doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, that's one of her things. That she doesn't really need to breathe at all because she can travel through space and stuff.
Yeah. Of course, because she's
No, because she's a superhero and she's actually written better here than she is in the main universe.
And we have She-Hulk doing stuff. So all the different places are
in the Triskelion. Yeah, the little apparently I didn't know that Avengers had a space base.
Well, yeah, they do. Yeah,
did not know. I did not read it at all. I know the Justice League have their own watchtower, but in this universe, she's running that, and of course. They're monitoring everything, and then he's basically going through he's bringing us a hologram to everybody.
Yes. Then we have Power Man out there. He's finally, I guess he's out of prison. He let himself out, and he's powered all the people that are resisting. And
Marani is probably a combination of both. As far as the colors, asking if the color is really that bright, or is it just your camera making that light?
Yes.
And there you go. He says yes. We don't know.
So basically, they start to get up to is Eternal City? Is that what the place is called?
I guess so. Eternal. I don't know. Eternia.
Where the Maker is.
Yeah, the Maker has his own little city that he's had inside his bubble, and there's been a countdown. They've been waiting. And they figure a few of them will go through the force field. One is the bubble drops down. And, to say it's not exactly what they thought it was going to be. But, of course, there's another big problem going on here.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. They go in there inside. They're like, hey, where's all the people? What's going on? It's all twisted.
And when did he start looking? When did the Dr. Doom armor start looking like that?
It's Reed Richards.
Yeah, I know. But... it's basically the same armor, right?
It's blue.
but it's just okay.
He doesn't wear green. Not after Labor Day.
The face looks horrible. It looks.
I said it's as Marvel. They're artists. They probably, we might not have two different art. Probably no. You could have two different artists on there, going from the beginning, and then another panel is someone else. Said, but
so they're getting attacked by all these people, and I guess
these cyber kinetic people that the makers created. I guess the Cybermen or something like that. Yeah.
So that's some sort of. I've heard of this guy before. This Death Head guy or whatever.
Well, yeah. The Deathlocks. That's what there are. Or Death's Head.
Who's the central guy? Right there.
I don't know. Could be Death's Head. I never read the Death's Head miniseries in the 90s.
Yeah, but then I guess that's who they said it was, and they are attacking, and the next thing I know, they get blown up, and Tony Stark's father is that Tony Stark or it's
Howard Stark. He comes across the little village, and he sees his dad's alive, and he starts talking. He's like, "Boy, I don't know who you are," you recognize the suit's design, but meanwhile, while they're in there, the rest of the heroes are getting attacked. Especially She-Hulk and everyone else, because something shows up on the radar, and they're not sure what it is. And let's just say, out of nowhere, this fleet of ships appear.
Yep, which would be let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's basically what is his name?
Wow, it's Nick Fury and the Hellcarrier.
And we had seen earlier that Fury wanted to rebel against them, but they knew all along that he was doing it, so they basically kept him from doing it. And I guess he's using this.
Yeah, so Fury is evil in this universe, but tries to betray them, blows up the Triskelion, whatever it's called, in space, and She-Hulk managed to survive, so now she's pissed off. She's always led a peaceful life because she saw what the Hulk is, and she just tried to make best for rebels, but now it's just like, now we're getting angry She-Hulk. At the end, in the Avengers, what's left of them are trying to survive, but they're losing the war badly. While they find out that the city that they're in, towards the end, actually turns out to be the Maker himself is the city. He turned himself into the freaking city.
Yep, right there.
Which I don't understand what in MODOK is going on here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Freaking city.
Yeah. or is he Danny Street now? Doom Patrol. But
so I just don't think I'm gonna get the next ones because I will not lie here. I do preview my books online at the pirate sites, mainly because I don't want to spend money on a book and then be stuck with it, because you never get your full price back. Yeah,
and I just don't want to waste my time. I know I'm still young. I'm 40, but still, I'm now narrowing it down what I want to spend my time doing.
Yeah, it's also the money getting back. That's the important.
That too. And yeah, we weren't the only ones though. I saw that on a sneak peek for members only over on Geeky Critical. Wes was talking about him and was Weird Science. Was one of his other buddies on their podcast. Apparently, I'm not sure which one it was because I'm not a member, but they said that Endgame fell flat. So one of them didn't like it, or maybe both. Don't know.
So
that was in their hot or not video they're doing it on. I love the thumbnail though with the ice. That's cool. I love the font design. But what is your next book there? Because yes, did you not pick up the Ultimates then?
No, I did not. I haven't picked that up in.
So for those who, because we didn't get it though, but I'll just quickly say this: Ultimate Endgame is the first book you need to read, and then it ties into Ultimates number 19 or 20. Didn't bother reading that one because I just done with it. I just can't. I like Hickman's writing on Ultimate Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was kind of written kind of dumb there. You could tell it was totally different tone shift in a lot of the characters, and Hickman should have just basically nutted up and decided, you know what, Marvel, I'm doing the closeout. But maybe it wasn't his decision. Maybe they said, well, we like this guy here. This guy clicks all the different check boxes and stuff. He kisses ass a lot. So we're going to let him write the books. And
maybe he finishes his projects that he starts.
Well, here's the thing. The first one, the Hawks Pox, he was kicked off the book. So Hickman was replaced. They didn't ask to leave. So, but either way, it's dumb. Whether he's forced out or he chose to leave, it's for the reader. It's like reading a manga, and then it's also you're really enjoying it, and then at the end, the manga says, "You know what? I'm going to let somebody else write it," and then it's a totally different book. But who knows though? Ultimates is ending, and they're probably going to get an Ultimate 3.0 probably within 2 months with Brian Michael Bendis. I guarantee you, he's bringing back his Ultimates universe
because he is coming back to Marvel, right?
He is coming back to Marvel. He is the ultimate Marvel guy. And then, of course, we're going to have Iron Man being written by Josh Williamson. So
was that a pun that he was the ultimate Marvel guy?
Well, it's just a true fact. He was. He also wrote
Marvel, but he is the ultimate.
And I'm not sure if he did the ultimate pun, for sure. But
so the third, I picked this up, and
Batman Chronicles.
Yeah, it was in the new thing, but they had it for $5 in a bag for $5.
That's a new book. That looks like a back issue to me.
Yeah, it is, and it's a really good because there's 3 stories in it, and the first one is written by Joe Stanton and Bill Stankiewicz.
Bill Stankiewicz? Did you see Stankiewicz?
Yeah. Sure.
Stankiewicz? What?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Stankiewicz. Yes, that's what I said.
Man.
You just
fight words there.
You mispronounced words because I didn't read it correctly. But you have Kyle Rayner. He is he's just sitting there drawing something. And a couple guys are giving him shit about the drawing and all that. And the guy is a criminal, so he takes this old woman's brooch and starts to take off, and he wants to do something about it to stop the guy, but I guess he can't reveal his identity as a Green Lantern, so he has to try and do it without his ring. So he jumps on there and gets thrown off, and he calls the Watchtower and gets, he says, okay, I got part of the license plate. This thing it said, okay, it was.
There's no way he's standing up after that. He's got a broken elbow or a leg or something like sprained. He's got to at least have an ice pack. His face is all busted up because you get hit by a car, man. Or
he was jumping on the back.
He jumped on the car right there, and then the car flew up, and he's got to have a concussion or something. There should be literally. I need to capture this 30 minutes later because that's when he woke up.
He's a superhero, see. But then he found out who the car is registered to, but it's in Gotham, so he wants to go in there and get the brooch back for this old lady. And you know how Batman is. It's like, yeah, you don't operate in this city without, But he says, This is perhaps I should just refer this to Batman. He says, don't bother. I'm going to pop in and pop out. He won't even know I'm there. And then all of a sudden, when he walks in there, Batman's there. And Batman's like, yeah, no, you're not coming in to do this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I am. And he takes his ring from him. And so he has to try and get the brooch back from a guy without using his ring. And it's pretty funny. And of course, you see matches. Then you find out why Batman didn't want him in there, because he's doing something for matches Malone, and this guy was involved in a an arms sale, and he screwed it up. But he gets the ring back. He gets the brooch back, and Batman basically says, after he gets after Kyle gets his ass knocked out by the guy.
Oh, dude, Thorne just got Thanos snapped. Go back.
Yeah. Well, that's just him starting to pass out because the guy is.
Oh, I was like, damn.
I think I was going a little too quick. See, they're fighting, but the guy's just on top.
Okay, he's choking him. Yeah,
he's choking him out.
Is it Detective Flask? You said?
No, this is just some bad guy.
It looks like he's got the same Detective Flask from the Batman.
And so the guy's he's kind of basically just choking him out. And when he wakes up, Batman's like, used to wonder why they chose you. He says, but he got the brooch from the guy.
Yeah.
He says, welcome to Gotham, and throws him his ring back and lets him go. So he's got some sort of a
yes.
But then there's another one where it's set in no man's land with Barbara, and she was talking to Huntress, sending her in for something, and she's gets messed up and pulls her out, and she's just horribly upset. She's down because this city's given her up, and Man-Bat comes in because some people had broke into not the watchtower, but the clock, and was trying to rob her. And he'd been outside watching her for days. And he saves her and takes her out flying around the city, and she got a new police station.
Watching her.
It's pretty cool. Now, while I was in there, I got, there was no DCs that came in because whatever. So those were the only ones that I got. So I went through the Batman back issues to see if there's any that I didn't have. And I did. I have Batman number 350. Turns out that Robin was dating a vampire.
Well, I guess she sucks.
Those characters were used in like one of the first 2 or 3 Batman issues. The Monk and Dala.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it Conway or Mensch who was writing it, brought him back.
This one was Colin.
No, he's the artist. He's an artist. What's the name above it?
Colin was the one on top.
Well, who else is on there?
Well, no, that's cover artist. Looking at
They not have the creative team on the cover on that one.
It's a back. I don't think so. In the back issues, sometimes it did.
I
know towards the end they did.
Pulls out. To quote Sheriff Bart, excuse me while I whip this out.
I guess.
Conway.
All right.
Conway and Levitz.
Must be like John Cena. Can't see it.
But I want to get the next one, but I don't have it because I want to see how this ended. But then next we have a really good issue, Batman 355.
Ah, yes. Great.
And this is after, I guess, Selena and Bruce were dating after Silver St. Cloud had left. And no, not Silver St. Cloud. Vicky Vale had left. I'm getting my heroines mixed up because she was, and then she broke up with him. Now Vicky Vale is back, and he was dating Vicky Vale because, despite him still pining over Catwoman, and Catwoman is all pissed because she felt betrayed.
Why would you go for Vicky Vale when you have Selena Kyle? I never understood that. Why would he go for Vicky Vale when you have Selena Kyle? Because he's Batman. He can't be Bruce Wayne and date women.
Yes. Well, see in this one, in these earlier issues, he was dating a lot of people, man. He was doing some. He was being.
It wasn't until the live action universe that Batman was only allowed to date Catwoman, and that's unfortunately that's never going to change. But yeah, Bruce went. He was getting it done in those days.
He had a third job as a plumber because he was laying some serious pipe. Here's Selena. This is back,
Well, I thought he's all hung over St. Cloud.
Well, only until the next writer that forgot that she existed. But Conway wrote Selena Kyle in this story as being, it's insane, literally.
Yeah, very bitter.
Yeah, well, no, she went crazy. She tried to kill Vicky.
Yep.
Didn't she wasn't she controlled by the Joker for a while?
Not in this story.
But I don't know. Like
I don't know. I'm sure everybody has at some point, but
she has her cat alack with the eyes, and she attacks them and drives them off the road. Which this is one thing that's cool. Here, this one, Batman, Bruce actually wasn't able to control the car. He's not this perfect being in this one. He lost control of the car because he got it, and they go off the road.
You sure it was Bruce driving and it wasn't like
yes,
Barbara?
It was Bruce. They were in the car together.
Okay.
And she goes in there and he's with her cat, and she's trying to go after Vicky, and Bruce is sitting there having a problem holding his breath and all that, but she takes off, and a couple people get him off, get him out, and they get her to the hospital. She's been there for 2 days, and it turns out that this isn't the only time. Now isn't the only time that Gordon has been not the police commissioner, because he had been relieved as police commissioner, and he is a detective with that other guy right there.
All right, hold still. I'm trying to do the maze.
Okay. And so Gordon is just a private eye with that guy, and
he's got private eyes for that guy.
Yes, he is a private investigator, private dick with this guy, and so they go there, and they just he has to go to. Gordon gets called back to New Mayor's office because he'd been collaborating with some guy who got busted.
I'm guessing this is what, Copper Age?
Or
a little
bronze,
bit
I'm thinking.
Bronze. This is back. This is
this is 83. This is 83. So yeah, it's bronze.
Okay. Dick Grayson was he still Robin, or was he in college at this point?
You asked both questions.
That doesn't look like Dick.
Well, it's not Tim. It's not Tim, and it's not Jason Todd.
No, that would have been Jason Todd.
Was it Jason Todd? Okay, I thought Jason Todd was later.
Todd was just a regular, kid the first time around. Before he got retconned into being a punk.
I thought he was later issues. I think it was
this is right, but no.
Because Crisis was 85.
What's that?
Crisis was 84 or 85.
Well, no, he predated Crisis.
Well, I know he predated Crisis. I just didn't know how much before.
Well, no, but that 355 that would have been Dick, because Jason, his first appearance was Batman 357.
Yeah, 457.
No, 357.
His first appearance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason Todd.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Never mind. But so they just basically so he goes out, he's looking for Selena, and finds her apartment where she's left her cat in there for 2 days. So he has to take on this, what did they say, 900-pound or 400-pound cat.
A jaguar or something like that. Snow leopard.
Yeah, 400-pound cat, and he has to fight it because he doesn't want to hurt it because, cat's only doing what's natural.
Good kitty, bad kitty, no.
And he basically figures out where she is. Gordon goes to talk to the mayor and gets reinstated, even though they don't like each other because the guy's under, under investigation. And when Batman goes to this place to find out where Catwoman is, they fight. And she's in the cool costume.
Cool.
And she beats his. She looks like she beats him, but it turns out that he let her. She's just because she needed to take out some aggravation and all that stuff, and then they looks like they get back together at the beginning, at the end.
You know, you can go longer than 3 seconds, right? I'm talking about the comic books. You can show them off.
Now here's one. This next one, I paid a couple bucks for. Only 16, but Batman 457, the first costume appearance of Tim Drake.
That's him in the costume, but it's, yeah.
Yes. Before they gave him up.
Damn you, childproof tape.
If I'd known I was doing this, I wouldn't have taped him up beforehand. Okay, so basically what we have here is we have Batman being tied upside down and held by Scarecrow.
I know I'm supposed to look at the actual interior art and stuff, but I keep looking at the advertisements.
This art isn't super great. It was Norm Brayfogle. Never heard of the guy.
And for those of you watching on the vertical and have problems seeing it because he's not holding correctly, we are also live on through a normal version horizontal. So there, just go to the homepage, click on live tab, and you'll see it. It's the one without the phone at the end of the title.
Okay, so then we have. See, I'm just holding it for the. Mainly my eyes go automatically to the big one. Big frame, big frame, big frame.
I'm surprised Breen didn't say anything.
I tried to catch myself before he piped in. And the big one could be Bust Line too, by the way. Thank you very much. But he also has everyone's favorite, Vicky Vale.
All right.
Trapped. And
she's okay. She's a nothing burger to me though.
He gets that he basically tells his minions to leave because he's got Batman. Batman's having a hard time getting out because the guy tied the ropes real well. And he says, "Hey, you guys can go. Here's your bonus." And he's just gives a real quick update as to his origin. And turns out that he had been mailing some like Christmas cards out to people with some part of his
remember left to right.
his part of his fear toxin on it, so they can go out and start murdering people. And he'd call them.
There you go. Now people can see how yeah.
And he's basically just trying to get Batman's attention.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to fuck with him. And right there, that's the only page.
I guess I didn't remember that. They wanted to have a relationship with the Batman?
No, wanted to just mess him up. And so he gives him this toxin called arachnid, which makes him afraid of Spider-Man, it would seem like. Because he's seeing all those. And then it turns out that he put that stuff on the thing for the guys downstairs, his henchmen, and they're going crazy and seeing their fears and just killing people. And Tim Drake had been told to stay away by Batman because he's like, he still wasn't officially a Robin yet. And he's like, okay, just stay away. I need to take care of this. But he knew something was wrong. So he took a cab. He figured out where everything was. And he took a cab to where the warehouse was as he figured it out. And he's just like, okay, look, there's these adults, they're armed. I can't do anything about it, so I'm gonna have to do something on my own to try and get past them. So he just starts doing little things to distract them so he can get past them and tie him up. And of course, this is why they won't shoot him, is because it's no naked flame, liquid gas, no naked flame, liquid gas, no naked flame. If they shoot, they're gonna blow them up. So so basically, he gets past the guys and puts a mask on so that people won't trace him back to Bruce Wayne. And Batman is still freaking out because of the what do you call it? The fear gas. And then he gets some too, but he overcomes it. And it has this really weird art. So basically, a couple of pages of his fear and him arguing with imaginary Scarecrow and the other Robins about fear and all that stuff. And he gets the Scarecrow to take the stuff, and it turns out that Scarecrow is afraid of bats. And the cabbie had called the cops because he's dropping his kid off, and it was really weird. And they show up. They find Batman inside with Vicky, who's still freaking out. She gets taken to the hospital, and he goes back to the Batcave with Tim, and Tim's like, okay, basically, I know you said if I broke the rules, I wouldn't be Batman, I wouldn't be Robin anymore, I wouldn't be Robin. I was prepared to accept that, I just didn't want to see you get hurt. And Batman said, okay, here's the thing, we have to live by rules, but every once in a while, your punch will tell you something's wrong. And at that point, there's certain times it's okay to break the rules. He broke the rules, and he gave him the outfit, and that's when this first time he became on.
I wouldn't trust him. He's stealing hubcaps.
No, that's later, man.
What do you mean it's later? Didn't he steal him right off the Batmobile? And that's
that was Jason Todd.
So okay, who was the one in the book? There wasn't that.
That was Timothy. That's Drake. This is Timothy Drake.
Oh, okay. So we skipped the Jason Todd. You went straight to the Drake thing. That's what threw me off.
And Ostrander and Mandrake of
659.
659.
Nice.
Now this is some really good art. You have a January 10th.
And I know it is because it hits Brandon Ruth as Superman. Superman Returns coming out. That was the advertisement.
Pure exhilaration is beyond super. This is actually this is for the DVDs.
Yep.
But so they have a pier where they just gotten a call. The cops have gotten a call for some sort of suspicious activity. They think it's nothing until they see flame. Well, not Richard, not Clay Aiken, but another flame.
It's Firefly.
Yes, it's just some guy that's burning, and he's like, shoot me, kill me, for God's sake, because he's just in so much pain. So they kill him, and it turns out that so Gordon gets called. He's back to being a commissioner, and he's all pissed because someone from this forensic specialist had shown up, and he's like, who the hell are you talking about? I don't know anybody. And then there's this guy right here. He's just like, oh, hi, Jim. Guess you didn't recognize me being such a dark night and all. He's like, oh yeah, it's you.
Oh, it's Bruce wearing one of his costumes.
Yeah, and so he does it, because he's just looking to get forensics right up close.
I looked at No Man's Land. Where he dressed up in the fireman outfit,
and he does some investigation. He says, I have to do something right away. I have to go off for the moment because some people had been harassing Tompkins' clinic the night before. And he's like, I need to go put a stop to that. And that's when there's, but also I guess this is the next night, and the press have been calling him grotesque. And there is a woman by the name of Dr. Franklin who's a doctor there, and she needs to be talked to. I guess her brother or someone had called looking for her brother. And he's like, he's been dead for 2 months. And it turns out that the people that were looking for her, that's these guys right here, for her, were actually looking for her brother because he owed them money. And you can see him Batman coming up to stop him. We found out that they were Russian mobsters. Her brother had owed some money, and he's dead.
So her brother was the Burning Man, I'm guessing, in the beginning?
Huh?
Was her brother the Burning Man in the beginning?
No. He was just a guy. There's a connection, but they don't figure it out yet. But they're like, kill him, and so he takes him out. But these mobsters, but he does show up here.
Okay.
And he helped kick him out. He thinks that he and Batman are doing the same thing as going after bad guys and all that stuff.
Oh, here her brother's claw. You don't see his claw. Look at he has the claw arm.
Oh, I hadn't even noticed that. But so basically, it turns out they kind of argue while they're taking the people out. But claw actually does sound, right? Not instead of fire.
Yeah, this sound. Yeah, it's fire. This is more like a Punisher guy.
But so basically, what they just
Budokai 2. That's a good game.
They do find out a connection that they suspect that it is the doctor's brother. That he had made an invention that you could kind of remote control this machine, so doctors could do surgery over long distance. They can control the machine like, I could, if I was a doctor, I could control this machine and have it operate on you.
I'm the doctor sipping some Mai Tais on a beach. Like, I'm a little slurred. All right, though.
Long distance and stuff like that. But it was stolen, and so
yeah.
But then the same thing, they kind of in this is 460 or 660. Second part of it is in here, and they can basically confirm it, and Lynn leaves off with there about to be a fight between them for the last issue, which I don't have. But so that was the stuff I got there. Then on eBay,
wait, there's more.
Yes, I had heard about somebody talking about Batman Dark Detective, which is a 6-part miniseries. So I looked it up. I got it for like $21.
Okay.
And so he's
with Englehart. Yep.
Yeah, he's running he's running for mail. Man, this is why I got this. So I got the St. Cloud part mixed up because I was reading these things right before.
Yep.
2, 3, and I have about like 2 pages left on number 4, and then I have 5 and 6 left to go. And that's my favorite way of having a woman.
That's an ugly looking Joker.
Scantily clad. And then, do you know who Aaron Lopresti is?
Yes.
I
He's a YouTuber.
Well, he also is a comic artist, and he's been doing.
I know, but he's like.
I got his new book in, which I got it yesterday.
The God. And it comes with the train cards.
Yes, and this is the third of 3, and I got it yesterday. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. And speaking of Robins, I got this at the bookstore.
Okay.
It has one from each one. You have.
Yeah, they're doing another Robin omnibus too.
And then something that I saw this at Bosco's. I needed to use something to get my 20% off on
100 bullets. All right.
I'd been hearing about this for years, and I saw this and I used my 20% off on it.
If you like that, go to In Stock Trades. They got
a
a bunch of those are on sale. All the DC's titles are on sale right now, 40% off.
Really? So,
yep.
And that is it. But I do have my Bronze Age Batman, the one with the Ra's al Ghul cover. Cool. On pre-order, it only cost me $83 on the
nice.
What do you call it? Amazon, because I use the gift certificates and all that stuff. So that would have been cheaper than the other ones.
Okay.
Then, organic price books, because half price books doesn't even have it up. So
of course they don't. There he goes. That's still better. Alrighty then. I guess we'll just do this. This is going to be it for the rest of the night. Then I hope you guys had fun as far as checking out the books we got. Plus Geeky's back issue haul right there. Happy New Year to everybody who is just turning into the channel now, and I have not seen you since Tuesday. Thank you for showing up. Hope you guys are enjoying 2026 right now. It's crazy. Hello to Summoner. Hello to Marania. Super Glory. Jackson, it's always great to see you. I'm shocked you stayed around. We were talking about the weather this time. I figured you would have left. What else we had in here too? On that was Geeky was here, obviously his panel. But I did see some people pop in. I thought earlier, maybe not on the mobile, but yeah, that's gonna be about it. Unless you guys have any comments, questions, concerns. What's crazy? What? Well, because we're already in. You're gonna say in your own thing. You know what's crazy? Yeah, then you lead up with that. Okay.
Where'd I go?
What?
Where'd I go?
Well, you weren't on camera, so I just kicked you off.
There's Geeky. But he still has a little circle up there.
Yeah, because it's a different layout.
He looks like a little record.
Yeah, I know.
I just got Thanos flipped.
Well,
my records are platinum selling, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Is this better, or it's just myself?
Okay, Pixel.
Oh no, this is Pixel.
True.
our overlord.
I didn't get to show my books.
You got books this week? Oh, cool. Then all right, then we'll put you in here.
I do. I have Matt Helm.
Look at that. He's got his glasses on and everything. He's very studious tonight.
I was after only a couple hours sleep. My eyes were on fire this morning, so I wasn't about to put my contacts in.
Better to have your eyes on fire than anything else.
No, Summoner I said was crazy. We're already in the year 2026. It feels like 25 just went by real fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow it up with a little Man from U.N.C.L.E.
And the Doomsday Affair.
Did you end up ever reading any of the ones I've sent you?
No, I did not.
No,
they're in my list.
TLDR.
Yeah,
that's up. too long didn't read in case it was TLDR for you.
I only know TL. And that's it. You made it very brief.
That's enough of me.
A good thing I stayed around for more than 3 minutes. It's more than we ask you to.
So you need to go check out the auction after this.
Yeah, I heard there's a 25-cent auction going on right now, or discount auction. I don't know. Thursday night budget auction or discount palooza.
I turned it on and he had the Katie Keene for $8. If it's not missing pages, that's a great deal.
Yeah. I know he was doing Archie stuff, so I mean, I might go over there and check out some of this. I like.
That's Katie Keene's Archie.
I mean, if it's not new stuff, I'm saying like if it's from the 80s, 70s, 60s, you know.
The two that I saw were
okay. Yeah, because the Katie Keenes when they brought her back in the 2000s was not the Katie Keene, you know.
No, there's an 80s series that was pretty good. But no, none of the characters are any good now.
Some of them are, but yeah. I'll just say that's Archie. When Archie first started off in his first appearance in some of those books, I didn't care for him. It wasn't until like 70s or 60s for me.
50s were late 50s were great.
Just missed 2 lots, 60s, 70s Archies. Dang it. Hope you bought them.
Well, just go on there and ask if they sold.
Well, I probably will afterwards.
No,
if Dominic doesn't beat me to buying those books.
Yeah, I don't know that he's there. I don't know if anybody's helping him tonight.
I don't know either. But apparently Jackson was watching over there. No, I'm amazed the Triple C isn't doing an auction right now. But what is the Coco report we're being asked by Maranya?
Well, she didn't do her job in the litter box, and when she climbed on me, I got a gift of cat shit. First time since I've had her. I'm not happy about that.
She had a dingleberry.
Yeah, well,
the gift that keeps on
Graphic
giving.
Man had a stream today.
Graphic Man?
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, he didn't send me a link, but I was babysitting the store, so
I didn't know he even did streams anymore. I thought he was done.
It was just he and Easy Comic Reader.
Higgy Pop did a video today. Jambo also did a video. Yeah. So a lot of people are uploading first of the year.
Did they do a full length video, or was it his New Year's one from yesterday?
Maybe it was a New Year's one from yesterday. It looked like 2 minutes long. It wasn't 2 minutes. It was about 15, 20 minutes.
No, then he did do something new today because yesterday he just did one wishing people a happy New Year. And he was
was he outside shirtless?
No, he was outside working and then walking the dog on the one.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe it was the one from yesterday. I didn't pay attention to the title, but Hickey Pop, cool dude. One of the most energetic older gentlemen I've come across. That if he's not on meth, I don't know what he's taking. But
you don't have to put older in front of that. He's one of the most energetic people. Period.
Oh, I'm just saying, he's older than I am. I'm 40, so he's probably what 55.
51.
51. Okay. Cool. But I always say he always reminds me of Jim Brewer, though. That energy he gets when he's really excited. He shows it when he just I've never seen him angry before, though.
I had that energy at 51. Then I had a stroke, and
I guess that's how you get rid of it.
I didn't lose my energy. I just got fat after that.
So you found faith.
Yeah, so when I was 51 years old, I weighed 150.
Dang, that'll do it though. What we also got here? A ham. I'm not sure what they mean by a ham by Summer Stoner. And Jackson saying Happy New Year. All right though, but we're gonna probably get it right here. Unless you guys want to hang out and just kind of ramble on. Not much else to talk about.
So, I mean, if you want to, I have nothing extra to say.
You have what?
I have nothing extra to say.
You have nothing. You have something to say?
No, I have nothing extra to say.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, because you're mumbling. Sorry.
Mumble, mumble, mumble.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, on that note, since Jeff has nothing else to say, I have nothing to torture you with. So
You're excused.
Right. So we're gonna end it here. Click like, do all that fun stuff. If you have not checked out our Ko-Fi link, go to ko-fi.com/puppeteen. Drop $1 in a till. It basically helps out pay for our comic books that we use to read on our Comixology. I'm not sure if the little felt's gonna be back tomorrow night for the reading at 8 p.m. Eastern. But if he's not, I'm thinking of doing our World's Finest probably. I think we're number 17 or 18.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not
Somewhere
dead.
around there. What's that?
Not that. I said, Ole Miss is not dead yet.
Oh, I think Puppeteen's dead.
Puppetine out of Ole Miss, but
What's a good Aquaman to start with apart from the one of DC Finest? I would say if try Silver Age, then if you don't like that, go to Dan Abnett's.
There were 2 hardcovers. I think it started issue like 38 when Steve Skeets came over from Charlton, and he and Jim Aparo started doing Aquaman. And pardon the pun, it was a complete sea change from what had happened before.
Yeah.
And I would start there.
Or Peter David.
No, this was 1968. Steve Skeets.
Yeah. You guys always talk about the Dan Abnett ones. I always say, well, I praise the Dan Abnett one. That's because all these guys will never steer wrong.
Dan Abnett, Jeff Johns, Peter David, all of them have great Aquaman runs.
Yeah.
But I say, even Aquaman was Silver Age silliness until Steve Skeets got there, and then it changed. It was actually a pretty decent book. Period. Not just
when you say silliness, like Bob Haney.
Well, if you read those old Aquamans, they're
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
well, we read. Didn't we read one first appearance of Black Manta?
Yeah, and
Nice Man's.
Aquaman. Arthur and Mira are holding their baby, and she's calling him Aquaman, not Arthur, and Aqua Baby. It's like they're written for 4-year-olds.
Yeah,
and Steve Skeets was a 60s hippie, and wrote like I don't say like a grown up because he was barely a grown up, but he aimed higher than the DC audience. So, and that's why that's the first Aquaman I can legitimately recommend as anything other than just comic book history. If you want to read actual good stories, that's where you want to start.
Yeah, because I would only recommend Dan Abnett one, and then Jeremy Adams' current one is really good too.
Yeah, but like I said, there's Aquaman has had all kinds of great runs, and Aquaman will never sell unless you put absolute in front of it. That's just reality. It never has, and it never will. Some characters, I don't care who you put on Hawkman, I don't care how good it is, it's never going to sell.
Yeah,
Namor, never going to sell. It's just certain characters, and
Absolute brain.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Absolute Mara, Aquawoman. That'll sell. All right. Any other questions from the? Well, I'm gonna call you the peanut gallery. That's not comic book memories, but
yeah, we'd get
sued
for gimmick infringement.
Yeah, we would. You betcha. But I think that's it, though. I'm not seeing anything else in the chat at all. And I think everyone's already kind of just like dipped in and dipped out. But yeah, let's end it right here and here. It's tomorrow night we'll be going back to the Golden Age, and we're gonna read that. Breen and I and some friends we get together and we read old comic books. So, but don't expect it to be serious. If you're expecting to be serious and not cringe jokes, you are definitely on the wrong channel. Yeah, we have our own inside baseball humor, but for the most part, we have fun reading it, and then no one really complains other than Jackson. And he's just complaining that that he can't go to bed yet. He's he has to wait to a certain time. Happy New Year from India. Well, what's up, John Lancer? Cool. What's up, man? We're just gonna wrap up around here. We're just kind of ending it. Short week for comic books that came out this week. So there was no DC Comics books, and we talked about some back issue DC comic books, some Batman books. And then we also talked about the Marvel books that came out this year, or not year, but this week. But thanks for tuning in. Honkman won't sell because DC only pushes that dude in a cape and tights and the one with all the bats. You can say the name. You don't have that power to get it canceled. It's not like you're saying, Honkman.
And I'd like to agree with Maranya, but it's not that. They promoted the Venditti Hawkman got promoted a ton.
And no one cared.
Until they signed Bendis, and he took everybody's, promo space. But it was, it's just I don't know. Some characters are just meant to be supporting characters, and
it's also you think about it, other Batman Beyond is another type of character that for whatever reason cannot get traction.
Well, at least it has the name.
It does have the name. I mean,
like in Marvel,
Dan Jurgens with 50 issues.
Characters that sell, but
yeah,
and DC, if it's not a Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Flash and Green Lantern to an extent, everything other than that, it's hit or miss regardless of quality.
Yeah,
Green Arrow lasted longer than I would have expected it to. But DC's actually will give more leeway to books that
I'm gonna say right now, the best books that are out there, at least DC title that I'm really enjoying, is the Aquaman run by Jeremy Adams. We had a Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, Green Lantern team up, and then we just had a Batman team up. We're gonna next issue is gonna be a Flash team up with Green Lantern.
Uh-huh.
It's fun. And Batman, yes, Batman was a little bit written out of character, a little bit, but it was basically the same thing you get, where Batman pretty much Hal assumes that Batman was didn't like him. And he says, I don't really like you, but doesn't mean I don't care about you, because Hal is having problems currently in the storyline where he touched the book of Oa and is causing him visions. And he said, well, maybe it's because you are afraid of what something wants to come out of you. He said, he's like, and then you're afraid to, figure out what it is, or what it is, and you don't want to face the facts. But he basically did, he gave like a little heart-to-heart speech, though, or basically complimented Hal, because the one thing he was able to do, that he's not really good at least that's not, and I don't say that's like a retconner thing, but there was a kid that was sick. He basically was he's terminally, I don't know if he's terminally ill, but he had his fears, everything he came out of his mind was being projected. And when they realized this, Hal pretty much basically, because he was mad because his parents were not allowed there because they both had to work because they couldn't afford the not work and be there with him in the hospital. And Hal does the thing where he takes him on a roller coaster, and you have Batman in the back going, like he doesn't want to be there. And at the end, he's like, hey, don't worry, the guy who owns this hospital is he's gonna help your parents out with the bill so they can be here. And then he's like, and and I love it because he kept saying, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne will do everything for you, don't worry about it, and like Bruce is getting annoyed. But at the end, he says like the way you handled that kid, back there is like, it was actually like really good, it's like, so like I said, there was some praise, but overall, it was a fun, good issue by Jeremy Adams. And I said, I thought Oliver Queen one versus the giant robot, other than be tied to KL, I think like they have been really good stories. But what about MCU Stranger Things? I didn't watch Stranger Things, didn't know about the ending, don't really care. I'll be honest. And I didn't know they were tied together. But as far as the MCU stuff, Doomsday Avengers stuff, I'm out. I've been out since Infinity War. I don't really care about the MCU right now.
I need to dip.
Well, then dip.
Okay, I will
We'll
see you next week.
Yeah, see you next year.
Yep. That's like 364 days from now.
I know, isn't it nice?
See you, man.
Later. Let's not forget about Martian Manhunter. Yeah, but like I said, Jeremy Adams is the one writer I trust to have when it comes to storytelling. I like when you talk about like stories that are very emotional or touching, or heroes being a hero, uh, just by being not fighting anybody, but just being a good person. Roger Stern did that a lot too, and I trying to remember who the other one was that did a couple. But overall, fun stories. I'm rambling, so we're gonna end it right here. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for a comic book reading. All right. Until then, take care, guys. Stay safe. Enjoy your new year. And if you're where I am, where it's freaking cold outside, stay inside. And thanks for watching. Good night, guys. Or good morning to where we are. Or good afternoon.